Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota, and I garden in a zone 4B, and it is April 17th. Happy Easter. Hopefully some of you are enjoying a little nicer weather than us in Minnesota. It's only in the 30s today, and we're supposed to get rain and snow and high winds. Just seems that spring just can't get here for us. I think we had nicer weather in March than we do in April. Next week looks better, so there is a plus side. I have not gotten out into my garden beds, so don't feel bad if you haven't either. This is a little late for me, but it's okay. It'll get here. This is my Topiary coleus. The only one I have left. The other one was doing okay. It was leaning, but I needed the room, so I had to pick and choose. And I just think right now this is the one that I'm going to keep. It is leaning a little bit. There is a lot of foliage on this plant. I did shear this back probably 2 months ago because these were up here and this was over here. I had to move things. This can take less light. But yeah, it was getting really close to the lights, and then this one does burn foliage, but you can see it's getting pretty tall again. And I don't want a lot because, like I said, this is a thick base here. This Topiary coleus is probably about a year and a half old. A little over, something like that. So that's why the base is like this. The older your coleus, the more woodier they get. And this coleus back here, I'm just gonna pan over here, is from this container. I pulled it out, it was struggling, planted it in a smaller, and it's doing fantastic. I don't know the variety, but this is my aunt's favorite coleus, so I'm just going to call it Renee's coleus. That's her name. So, and this is her container. I overwintered this. I'll see if she wants it back. Like I said, it's very woody in there. I find that coleus is a little more, a stronger grower on less woody stems, but it does look pretty good. This is just my ponytail palm. It was struggling indoors, so it's doing better out here, along with some of these. That houseplant is not mine. That was my sister. She's done with it. Honestly, I don't like calatheas, but couldn't get rid of it. It is putting up a shoot here since I've been babying it a little bit. But yeah, and my other sister wants that one. So the reason why I had to move my Topiary coleus over is because I needed room for this flat of plants. And this is a zebra hollyhock, started from seed a little over 2 months ago. So I got this seed from swallowtailgardenseeds.com. So it does flower the first month, and obviously extremely well and gorgeous. So it's a zebra hollyhock Braveheart. Look at that. I was hoping it wasn't going to be blooming until I got it outside. I just find hardening plants off is hard enough without things in bloom. I just think it's a lot, but look at that color. And I don't have the heart to pick off the blooms, and I was thinking about pinching it, but I'm just going to leave it go for now because right now it's bringing me lots of joy. Just love looking at this flower. It's just amazing. And like I said, it is all zebra, the Braveheart, but there's just a little, some may have gotten some other seeds, but look at that. Oh, gorgeous. And there's some dahlias over here, started from seed. And these are the products that I have been using in my plant room. I love slow release fertilizer. The plants love it. I use Osmocote because I can get it from my big box store. I'm not sponsored by anyone. Mosquito bits have helped tremendously with the fungus gnats. I still have some, but a few. So it's been amazing. And then I've been using this as a water-soluble fertilizer. I got that from Amazon, and it's maybe doing a little too good because I have a lot of things that are budding up, and like I said, was not hoping for that. But it is what it is. I'm not going to complain because it is doing really good. Down here, I just potted these up not too long ago. I have a silver moon hyacinth bean vine, ruby moon, and then a moonflower. I'm growing the moonflowers for my aunt, but maybe I'll keep one. They're just such a late bloomer for me. looking good. I will be running out of room. That is why I have to pick and choose what I'm keeping, and I'm hoping in a week I can start hardening off a lot of the perennials and like the cold tolerant plants. Over here I just did this, and these are zinnias and tithonia, the Mexican sunflower. I only have the one heat mat, the small one, and so we'll see. When the temps outside get to about 50 degrees, my plant room gets up to about 75 degrees. And that's not me, that's just because it heats up to that. So it gets a little warm, but the plants like it. They're growing a little bit too fast. So I'm going to start over on this side. I have some lights turned off just to make it a little bit easier to see. I'm going to do this far away so I don't have to move my stool. I have a combination of annuals and perennials. I do kind of like probably 75% annual, 25% perennials. And here, this is calamitha. I think I'm going to have to up-pot this because I've been fertilizing and letting things dry out between, but I'm starting to see a little yellowing. You know, they need that sun. But they are blooming. I pinched some. You can see, I don't know if that was the right thing to do, but hey, you know what? They're my seedlings, so I can experiment. I have a white in there, and it's a marvelet white and marvelet blue. Isn't that pretty? It says it looks phenomenal in containers, so I will find out. I have some columbine in back, the pink yellow swan. Love it. I grew it last year from seed, and it bloomed the entire season. And I was outside, I was kind of poking around, and I did see some foliage coming up, so they did come back. Agastache, lavender hyssop. I had pinched the front ones. They were getting a little tall. It's just kind of cool because I had it in my hand and I was crunching it up, and then all of a sudden I got that. My dad loved black licorice, so it just reminded me of that. And then blue cloud Transylvanian sage. It says it's good as a cut flower, so I'm hoping I get a bloom this year. Perennial. All of these are perennial for me. Lots of hollyhocks. I have 3 kinds in that one. I have creme de cassis, black knight, and apricot halo. Look at the base of those. Amazing. And then butterfly bush here. A mix. I don't know what colors I'm going to get. They get to 7 to 10 feet tall. I'm not sure if it's going to happen this year in my zone. They are hardy from zone 5 up, but just started from seeds, so I'm like, why not? And down here, I did pinch my Chantilly snapdragons. I was running out of room, so I did set them back by a little bit. We'll see what happens. And they are branching out pretty good. They're definitely growing a little bit slower when I did this, so maybe that's a pretty good thing. And back I have Frosted Flame Snapdragon. I pinched some, left others. They are branching out really nice. Very happy. Next door I have the Twinny Rose Snapdragon. They are a shorter variety. So I have a lot of them. And a lot of these just because my aunt likes to do a lot of annual containers. She just prefers the shorter varieties. So, but they're budding up. Look at that. Unbelievable. I could pinch them, but you know what? At some point, I will be pinching them because I deadhead my snapdragons as the season progresses. So it'll promote branchiness in that time. And then this is the peach. And they too they were a little bit behind the rose one, and they are starting to bud up also. Very happy. I run my hands over, and I'm seeing really good results. They just feel tough. Because last year when I hardened them off, they just seemed to kind of, I don't know, buck a little bit. Let's put it that way. Love this. I can't wait to see how this does in a container. Purple Prince Ultranathra. Love it. So every one of these containers only have 1 seedling in it. At least these. And then Agara back here. I am sure if I looked at the root system in those, they would be ready to pot up, but they'll be fine. And then more Frosted Flames back there. Some of these varieties are just sharing a tray, just wherever I can find room. And then my pansies, I'm just going to show you this real quick. They're struggling. There were 2 days where it looked kind of decent outside to harden them off, and I pushed it. I left them out a little too long, so that's what's happening here. They are branching out, so I think they'll be okay. If I can't get these planted by May, then they're not going to go out at all. And I started them from seed, so I'm just talking a few dollars in a seed packet, so not horrible. And then I'll compost them if that's the case, but my season just heats up too fast for them. By June and July, they just peter out, so... But if I can get them out by May, I figure I'll have a month to enjoy them. Look at the colors back there. It's kind of weird. So pretty, and they smell really nice. I do have some different, I think pansies and violas for fall. So I can't wait to do that. And then these are amazing. And it's the first year for me growing impatiens. And look at how stocky that base is. Where's some good color? Here we go. Look at that. And I went according to the seed packet when to start them because I said they're slow growers. They did take a bit to germinate, so you do have to have a little patience, but they're budding up also. It's the Extreme Utopia mix and Extreme White. That is so neat. And I don't know if I can show you like the undersides of them. Can you see that? Isn't that really cool? Oh, it's not focusing the best. Alright, I better get a move on. Over here, and this is just kind of a lot of different varieties. The Purple Prince Alternathra. I have 2 Alchemilla mollis. They're doing really good. They're tiny. They grow slow, but I always like to have some backups. Cup and saucer vines. I need to pot those up. And in front, this is Lychnis, a perennial. I think it's Rose Campion. It says it's self-seed, so I'm hoping. I think it'll look really nice in my cottage garden. On that note, I have more shade than sun, so I do push the envelope with the sun, but you know, these are seeds I started, so I'm not out a whole lot. Over here I have the Obedient Plant, Rose Crown, and White Queen. No, Rose Crown, Crystal Peak. There we go. Doing really good, just especially since I potted them up. And I am letting plants dry out between waterings. It's just helped. This is Dichondra Silver Falls. Slow grower. It's almost painful to watch it, but but hey, you know what? At least by it growing slow, it's not taking up a lot of room right now, and I think it's one that likes a lot of heat too. So we'll see. And then Status, it's a mix. It's got some weird growth, and then this is Brawalia Blue Lady. I have some more in another flat. Love, love, love that one. Can't say enough about that. Grew it last year and was amazed by it. Silver Dust, Dusty Miller, and more Impatiens. Then I have a Scabiosa Drumsticks back there. I have more in another flat. I just potted these up not too long ago. German Status. It says it's good as a dried flower, so we'll see. But I think it also tolerates very poor soil. And then I have Echinops, Platinum Blue Globe Thistle. Potted them up yesterday. And more of that Sage, Blue Cloud. Over here I have a lot of hookra. I grow in a lot of part sun, shady areas. So yes, this might seem like a lot, but for what I need it for, it'll be perfect. Palace Purple is amazing. There's better color in back, there is in front, just because it's kind of not quite underneath the grow lights. Once I get it outside, it'll color up a little bit better. And then I have a Hybrids, which is just, look at that. That is one of my favorites. And then this may just be green, but look at the size of that leaf. Look at that. That is an aggressive grower. If I can take this out, I mean, oh, love it. And I mean, I absolutely love that combination here with the melting fire coral bells, hookra, and then that one. That's where I'm like, whoa, what a striking combination. But there are some in here, a little dainty, but look at that. They're slow growers. They were started in about the beginning of January. But look. So, amazing. Well, at least to me. I mean, granted, these are ones I started from seeds, so they might not be the popular varieties out there, but they look really good. Hybrid hostas, not too bad. And then more Renee's coleus. These are all for her. I potted those up not too long ago. They're doing really good. I mean, actually, that one's amazing. Delphiniums, I have 3 different varieties. I need to pot them up sooner than later. They're drying out really quick and have high hopes for those. I have penstemon, 3 different types. It's the Twizzle penstemon. I think I have peach, blue, and purple. And then Campanula, Tellin Beauty. It's a peach leaf, so it's finally grown really good. It took a bit, but I'm very happy with that. And Bergamot. It says this is better treated as an annual. Look at the branching on that. There's just one plant in there. Love it. And then this is the Scabiosa drumsticks. Acerina vine. I think it's also known as a snapdragon vine. I stopped pinching it. I think it's going to be fun trying to get that out, but that's okay. It's doing really good. And then I have pink, or Veronica Pink Goblin. Look at my dahlias. I have a pom-pom mix and a watercolor mix, and I just can't wait. I probably should pinch them, but honestly, look. And I can't wait to see what color that's going to be. After it blooms, I might give it a pinch, but I really want to see that bloom. And then this has a bud on it, and so does that one. So, doing really good. All started from seed. Foxgloves, I have Dalmatian Peach and Dalmatian Rose. So, yeah, they're ready to go outside. A lot of this is cup and saucer. Some of these will not go outside right away. The cup and saucer will not. That is more of a tropical plant, along with the zinnias, the tithonia. Coleus definitely not. They do not like it cold. I would try to make sure it's going to be at least 55 to 60 degrees and above, and even the nighttime temps. I pinched them though. They were going crazy. So the ones that are purple are the purple variety, kind of a mauve color, and then I have white. Can't wait. Not all of them are mine. I think my aunt's going to absolutely love these. I know they bloom a little bit later, but hopefully they bloom before a freeze takes them. This is castor oil bean, I think New Zealand purple. Grew it one year. It was in one of my very early tours and just got massive. I would say about 8 to 10 feet tall. Extremely toxic though. And more delphiniums. Taller variety. I think it's Pacific Giant, and then Fantasia. And lupins are struggling a little bit. You know, if I get one to make it, that'll be worth it. I know there's one back here that looks really good, but I know they're ready to be potted out. I know they are. And then I have some more hollyhocks. Board Hook Giant, I think. And still debating about where I'm going to plant all these, if they're going to go in containers. The tall varieties, no, but like I said, I have less sun than I do shade, so. But look at this. Is that not just amazing? These are water forget-me-nots, and I know they can be aggressive and self-seed and probably a nuisance for a lot of you. I'm a zone 4, so who knows. I was not expecting them to be blooming this early. but I'll appreciate them indoors right now. And the scent, they're so lovely. They'd kind of look nice in a container, especially for some early color spring, maybe. And then, so if you're starting Korean featherweight grass from seed, which these are started from seed, love it. I got them from Swallowtail Garden Seeds. And I am, one second. This is what happens with sticky tape with me. Here we go. Or it gets stuck in my hair. I had about 3 seeds in here. And I say you do not have to thin them, so I left them. If you can see. So, it's amazing growth. And then back here too. And then that is Clematis, Tanjutica, Radar Love back there. And it's a beast. And I've pinched it so many times, I'm just letting it do its thing. We'll see what happens. It's aggressive enough. I think when I get it outside, I'll just give it a major haircut. And then this back here is my Tam jalapeno, my single seed challenge plant. It's looking fantastic. Very happy with that. And then lots of Tradescantia. And they will be going onto a table because I need that shelf for other plants that love a lot of light, and they'll do fine because I have one back here that's sitting in my failed tulip pots, and it's looking good. My comfrey again, when I was a little quick to get it outside and start the hardening off, and some of the leaves scorched, so don't be in a hurry. It'll be fine. And I'm growing them for fertilizer and for the leaves, so it will be fine. And then these, an entire tray of these containers of Tradescantia. I just reuse these containers. That's not from them. I think I have about 10 little cuttings in there, just so it gets really big. I think my aunt will like this, but so will I. And then coleus cuttings that need to be potted up. Yeah. That's where I need the room. And then over here, do I want to start at the bottom and work my way to the, we'll go up here. This tray had the moonflower and the hyacinth vines, but I had to move them out because they were just shading everything else. So in the front here, I have a Spanish flag vine, and then cypress vine right here, and then in back, this is Blushing Susie, Black-Eyed Susan vine. Did this last year and it was amazing. Some stretched a little bit, and that was just because the foliage of the other vines was covering it. That's why I had to get it out. At some point I'm going to have to pot that up. I'm hoping in about a week. And then in front here I just have an ornamental grass. It's Frosted Explosion. Can't wait to see what that's like. This is where I keep running, just so it toughens it up. They tend to flop. And then I have Nigella, Loving a Mist. And then more of that Blue Lady Brawalia. And then in back here, Joey Lambstail. And then I think this is Lamanthes Douglasii. Poached eggplant. Looking really good. Might do it in a container or like a hanging basket. But I am also thinking about using it as a companion plant for my veggie beds. And this is just, I think, Lavender Beauty Phlox. Free seeds I got from Baker Creek for some other seeds I ordered. And then 3 types of Datura. They're the Ballerina series, white, yellow, and purple. Very toxic. I don't know if I'm going to keep any, but my aunt really likes them. I'm just going to sit on the ground here quick, except for... And then the one thing, so everything that you're seeing on the sticky tape here are not fungus gnats. That's just because it keeps falling, and then there's soil on the ground. But the fungus gnats have been really good this year. Last year I had an infestation, and I think it set me back on some plants, especially in vines. But doing really good. In front here, this is Dianthus. I think it's Rainbow Loveliness. I pinched it. It was just growing a bit wonky. Didn't like it, so we'll see how that works. And then Swavolans Nicotiana seeds I had started from last year, so I really liked it. And then Limon Talinum. I just potted all of this up. These are some of my later seed sowings, and then I have some in here. It's got that chartreuse foliage. I think it'll look really neat. This is another sowing of the feather top ornamental grass. The first batch just got really leggy, and I did a multi-sowing. I just had one in a container. Maybe this will be better. We'll see. And then I have some kale back there. And then an entire tray of, this is Fairy Queen salvia. Shorter variety. I think my aunt will like this too. And the hummingbirds love salvia, so can't have enough of them. And this one is just absolutely amazing. Just that, I don't know, looks like little rosettes, but it is Celine Sibilla Carmine. I think it'll look fantastic in a hanging basket, or just trailing over. Then more Silver Dust, Dusty Miller. So yeah, so that is it for my seedlings. I have lots of options. I'm not sure where I'm going to plant all of these, whether in landscape or containers. But I love the fact that I have this option. Last year I'd done a lot, but just less varieties, and I felt that my containers, they looked really good, but I like to see different varieties. It's just kind of fun, and see what looks good and what doesn't. I have to put those back. I was even thinking maybe I should do some hookra in some containers. I think that would look really neat. Especially, oh, what is it about that one right there? Love that one. So hopefully you enjoyed my mid-April seedling tour. Fingers crossed a lot of this is outside by the time May 1st comes and hardening off, and that is such a long process. It's a little bit of a pain for me. I think everybody hates that hardening off process, just because it's, especially when I have so many flats like this, that this shelf right here, I have to figure out how to do it, because it's been like musical trays, where trays are just been going back and forth, and where I've got more room, I've been switching it. But this shelf has wheels, so I can just wheel it out my garage, which means I'm going to have to change all of this up, decide what I'm going to harden off and what's going to stay indoors for a little bit. So yeah, it'll be a process, but I always get there and it works out. So hopefully you enjoyed this tour, and bye for now.